Now, at the end of my last video, I ordered a few items from Amazon and they took exactly 8 days to arrive. Crazy fast. Now, I mentioned this in the last video. I was hoping to increase the quality of anything I make. I thought it would be more powerful to show you what footage and sound starts as and what can happen when you implement equipment piece by piece to build up to a proper video. To demonstrate, we're going to strip back everything that I'm using currently and I'll show you how things can start. So this is the most basic audio you can have. It's the in-camera microphone. As far as the footage goes, we're going to get rid of the color grade that I've put on. And this is the raw footage. So this is the lowest quality audio and the sort of worst image that I can come up with this camera setup. The next thing we'll do is use a microphone. And this is going to go on top of the camera. And this is where we left the sound quality in the previous video. The next step to improve the audio is to put the microphone as close to my mouth as I can physically get it. If you can see here, the microphone is on this. Super close to my face. Uncomfortably close, some would say, but not me. Lastly, as the final touch, so I can get some nice, bright, even lighting, is the massive light stand I have. Let's see how bright. This might be too bright. And the last change you make is this massive light that we put on. So hopefully this picture looks significantly better than the previous videos. Now, I knew I wasn't going to be able to start recording this video until I had this gear to talk about. But whilst I was waiting, I didn't want to just sit around doing nothing to sort of progress my creative skills. So over the last week, I spent a bit of time on After Effects working on some more graphic animation. For those of you who are familiar with the Adobe Creative Suite, you'll probably know what After Effects is. I've tried this once before and I came up with the little animation I put at the start of this video, but I wanted something a little bit different. Now, overall, I think I spent about 12 hours on this 6-second animation. Most of that time was spent on YouTube looking up tutorials of how to do everything that I wanted to do, but that's just how it goes in the beginning. I sort of also mentioned, I think I'm going to be doing a bit of a rebrand of my creative business name. And here's the animation. Mr. Luke is going to be my new business name. I think it's a bit punchier. Edward Aperture was a bit of a mouthful. Visually, it was just long and there's too many E's and letters and I just didn't really like it. I used to get called Mr. Luke by my closest friends when we were kids and we kind of still do, so the name is a bit more meaningful to me. Alright, so with the gear and the rebranding out of the way, let's get to the main topic of this video, and it's going to be product photography. Although setting up this gear for the first time today technically counts as practice, I want to get better at using it. I think I'd like to practice something a bit more deliberately, something that I might be able to use in the future as work or apply for a job with. My plan is to find something that I have and shoot it as if I was a product photographer and I needed to make that product look really good. On the note of product photography, I want to take a second just to mention someone that I've been watching on YouTube for the last year and a half, almost 2 years. This person has probably had the most impact on me in terms of me wanting to pursue a more creative career. That might have been because I started watching his videos at a time that I was really considering making this change, but I also think it comes down to him being very consistent, hardworking, business-minded, and confident. He's got a very distinct brand and style, and I think that comes through in the videos and the photos that he makes, and I just find that really impressive. It's something I look up to, and I think I've taken a lot of inspiration from his channel and his work. His name's Evan Ranft. If you've not seen his channel before and you're interested in photography or video in any sort of sense, I'd really recommend just going back to his videos. I'm sure there'll be something on there that will probably pique your interest. In the last few weeks, he's made part 1 and a part 2 of him doing some product photography at home, and I saw the setup that he was using and it was so straightforward. The only thing he had was this big light, and I've got that now, and a camera, and he just had to use his creativity to come up with props and backdrops. So watching that got me really excited to try it myself and see what I can come up with. So that's really the plan for today. I don't know what I'm going to shoot yet. I don't know where I'm going to be shooting. I will pack all this up and move the light inside the house. With that, I'm going to head inside and find something to photograph, and I will bring you along with me. Come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. So the first place I've found to shoot is a plain wooden desk I've got in one of the bedrooms upstairs. I might start with something pretty straightforward. This is a Kindle Paperwhite. Also, because I'm going to be shooting with this camera here, I might use my phone to record me doing this. So I have to excuse the quality, it's not so good. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. And we did see how this turned out. Not very good. I ran into a few issues with this video, to be honest, and I think it came down to not really defining what the topic of the video was. In hindsight, I probably should have just done a separate video completely on product photography and one on me testing the new gear. Product photography was a bit harder than I gave it credit for, to be honest, so that's something I've learned, which is good. Anyway, if you've watched this far, I do appreciate it. I'll go off and do a bit more planning, and hopefully next month's video will feel a little bit more put together. As always, thanks for the support, and I'll catch you in the next video.